Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. I hope you're doing well. Again, I always try to find things that I have enjoyed during the week to share with you today. And I hope that you enjoy what I'm going to show you. These are the ways that you can tag me if you happen to do one of my tiles and share it on social media. This is the best way for Instagram, and this is for Facebook. Okay, one of the things that I really like to do is look at the new patterns that have come out on the Tangle Patterns website. And this is a fairly new one called Mooleaf by Hiromi Fukoka. And she's a CZT, probably from Japan. And this has various ways that you can do it. This is just in my sketchbook. And then this one, let's see if I can get it sideways, is a bookmark. And these are various ways that you can do this pattern. And one of the things I did yesterday or last night was I got out my Lindy's Magicals, and I decided from my color wheel that I wanted to put these three colors together, and I'll show you just real quick. I always want to use purple, so I picked purple, and then I picked this, and it showed to use a yellow orange and a yellow green. So that's how I came up with those colors. And I didn't necessarily like how these came out. Where I put the purple, it got kind of weird. And I just try to do some different kind of strokes. This is what I use, is just a natural sponge. I mix the Lindy's Magicals with water, and I probably should have done it a little thinner with the purple. But anyway, when I was finished, I did mostly green. And I'll show you this tile that I did last night. And I did this Zentangle, looked a lot like this one, but it had a lot more green. And I wanted to try and just show you, even though you might not like the background, and I did not like this one, go ahead and try putting a pattern on top of it. You might like how it looks. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. I'm very grateful for tanglepatterns.com, and that she is always putting some new patterns there. Okay, so today we're going to use a Zentangle white 3.5 inch tile. Be using a graphite pencil. I'm going to use a Micron PN and a blending stump or tortillon. Alright, so let's get started. I am still very grateful to have the actual Zentangle tiles. I tend to use a lot of my tiles that I cut, and I'm just ready to use the real thing lately. Okay, so we're going to start with our 4 corner dots, very lightly in each corner. And then we're going to connect those, and they don't have to be anything perfect. Just a line between each of our corner dots. And Maria likes to do that. Okay, and we are going to do it very much like this and this, the ones that I've done. Okay, and the way that this works, and it's called Mooleaf because it looks very much like Mooka. And it's almost like a combination of Mooka and Toodles. So I'm just going to go and put my leaves in this direction, and we're going to start somewhat from the center, and this is the stem, and it's kind of a slight curve, and then we're going to come back down, and there's the bottom of the middle part of the leaf. And then I'm going to come off from this, and I'm going to do Mooka coming out this way. And then when I touch this part, I'm going to make like an orb, but I'm going to stop, okay? And then I'm going to come off of that, and I'm going to go into that corner. So it's just going to get smaller as we go back up to that point. All right, now I'm going to go to this other side and do the same thing. Come around, and as you're curving, we're putting an orb, and then stop. Come back around, and it's going to get smaller as it gets there to the top. Okay, now one of the ways that you can do this, this is probably the easiest way to show you. And if you look at the step outs, she does just some stripes. So let's put that in this one. So following that curve on that Mooka top, we're just going to leave a space and do 2 more lines. 2 more. And here. And then I'm just going to kind of match those. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so there's our first leaf, which is like this one. Okay, so now I'm going to do this one. Again, close to the center. And put our stem, and I'm not worried about if these are exactly the same size. And come back down. And then here we're going to do that leaf. Bring it in with Mooka. Stop. Come back out. And go up to the tip of the leaf again. All right, let's do it on this side. Mooka was difficult for me in the beginning, but the more I practiced it, the more I liked it. Okay, so I need to turn my phone to silent. Okay, so this time we're just going to bring some lines from that top down to here. Just a few, and then at the very bottom we're just going to add a little bit of weight where these touch. Okay, and now the same thing on this side. Kind of following that same curve. A little bit of weighting at the bottom. Okay, so there's our second one. And she didn't do one like this, but since I was using this brown paper, and this is just paper that I took out of my sketchbook, I thought it would look cool to have the orbs in there. So let's try that. Center of our leaf. Bring it back down. And this is probably the first time I've done Mooka in that direction instead of coming up this way. So that's been interesting for me. But I've had fun with this. Again, make your curve. Come back around and stop. Go back down. And then we're just going to put some orbs. You could actually fill this any way that you would like. And wherever you have a little bit of extra space, you can just fill that in. As far as coloring your tiles with Lindy's Magicals, I do have a couple of different videos where I've shown different ways that I've done that. My orbs are not perfect circles. I don't expect myself to do perfect art. I just enjoy drawing. Okay, so there's that one. And then I'm going to do this one. And actually with this one, I didn't like what I did in the center, so I just filled it in. I don't remember what I put there to begin with. Okay, goes our last one. Now the other side. This also reminds me of the Ace of Spades. Okay, now we're going to put, similar to this, so we're going to do our first line and second, and then we're going to fill it in, but we're going to leave it white in the very center, like a sparkle. Okay, let's do our next one. Okay, then the other side. And if you happen to forget and you fill in this whole space, you could come back with a white jelly roll. Okay. And then the other thing that you can do on these, and I think I'll do it on, let's say on these two, is that you can put like a cap along the bottom of the leaf. Okay. Same thing on this side. You come off the back of this and just make a curve. Okay, so let's do that on this one too. So this is one of the variations that she shows. All right, now I'm just going to kind of connect these in the center. Okay, and since this is Mooka made into a leaf, I thought that I would add some patterns that use Mooka. And of course, let's see, I'm going to put Fescu in there and Mooka. But there's one called Mooka Easy. And if you look at tanglepatterns.com and look up Mooka, there is a video in there for Simplified Mooka. And Maria also calls it Mooka Easy. And the other thing that Maria does sometimes is that she uses Mooka and turns it into Springkle in a couple of her videos. And so I do have, let me show you if this will fit on here. Here is the step out for Springkle. It starts with a stem similar to Fescu, or you could make that round on the end. And then you just come around and then put a line down, and then you put the little hat on it. This one I did by doing Mooka first. And so, but these look very close. This one's a little bit more neat, I think. And then this one is the Mooka Easy. And that's the link to it on YouTube if you wanted to go to it that way. She does the little fescue with a round end, and she comes around just like you saw on the Springkle. It looks very much the same. And that's pretty much all you do for the Easy Mooka. But you can also put a little tail on it too. So let's see how those work for us. Okay, for Mooka Easy, I'm going to come off of this, come around, and then on this side, I'm just doing an orb at the very end. And Maria comes from behind like this, always on the back side of that first stem. Come around. And that's it. So that is Mooka Easy. If you want the little tail on it, then you just follow, kind of like with the hollow ball method, and make a little tip and tip here. Okay? Let's do another one. So we're going to come around this way. We're going under. We're going to make that little curve and put our little orb at the end. But I'm going to come from that part and come around and back down. Okay, I'm going to put just a couple of little fescues in here. And then I'm going to put that little tail at the top. Okay, so on this side, I'm going to do Springkle. And for that one, she basically does the same thing. Come around, make the little orb. And then I'm going to come around. And then from this bottom part, you add another aura and come down. And then we add the little cap on it. We'll do another one coming this way. Okay, so your aura, you can start here or come around this way. Let's try it this way. Come around and under that one. Okay, and then from that inside part, we come back down. And then we put our little caps back here. All right, on this side, I'm going to do Mooka. Like I said, it took me a while to figure out how to do Mooka. Just make a curve, come around. It's almost like you're gonna put a circle here at the end, but we're not. We're gonna stop and come back down. All right, I'm gonna do another one going this way. Stop, come back down. Okay, and then on this side, I'm going to do Springkle again, but I'm going to show you how to do it starting with Mooka. So we're going to bring this one up. Do a Mooka, stop, and come back down. From here, I'm going to go behind, come up, do the Mooka again, and come back down. And then to make Springkle, Maria brings this back up into here, and then do your little orb inside, fill it in, and then we put our little caps again. Same thing here. We're going to fill that in. And put the little cap on. And then wherever we have space, I'm going to add a few fescues. put one more here. Okay, so let's try some shading. And I'm going to shade these pretty much the same in each one. I'm going to put graphite along the inner edge of each of these. And then inside the actual Mooka, I'm just going to put a little bit of graphite to show that curve coming around. Then down here on each side of these, I'm going to put a little bit of graphite on each side. Okay? And again, just a little, very lightly along here. On these little caps, I'm going to put a little bit of graphite on just one side. All right, and then easy graphite on the inside of these again. And very softly inside. One side of these. And then on this one, I'm going to put graphite where these meet. And back here. And then a little bit here. And just a little C shape on those Mookas. Okay. And now with my blending stump, I'm just going to soften this in all the places where I added the graphite. And this just helps give a little bit of dimension. Okay, sorry I had a phone call. Okay, so just soften the sides. And I'm showing you different ways to do this, and of course you may want to only do one variation of this. And you could do each one a different color, however you would like to do it. All right. So I'm going to add my chop. I will try to remember to put links to the videos where I showed how I use the Lindy's Magicals. But again, all I do is mix up some of this, any watercolor that you have. Mix it with water. Make it kind of thin. I wish I had done mine a little bit thinner. And get this wet. And then squeeze it out. And then put it into your watercolor and then just blot it on. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you again for watching my channel. I hope you enjoy it. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button. If you have any suggestions or questions, I love reading my comments and responding to them, and I'll get back to you on anything that I can help you with. So thanks again. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.